What about the Jump Street party? Is that going on? Have they started that yet?
Not yet.
Mm. I
I
was
know.
hoping I'd get to go.
And you going in April?
April 9th,
They
beginning of April.
they keep on making, changes and adding more stuff because our numbers were really high a couple of from after the Christmas holiday season.
Mm,
We had put some curfews on, and that was taken down now. So there is more to do for sure. But I don't think the street party is open as yet. But I
that's
think
okay.
it would be nice if they could open it and have numbers, limit numbers. You can't tell
Right,
somebody, you can't even, it's an open air party. You can't say who can go and who lives in the area because it's also in a small town. So you
right.
can't tell people they can't come out of their house if they hear music. Good morning, travel partners. Good morning. We have two of our usual with us today. Two of our usual viewers with us today. Good morning, travel partners. Happy Thursday. And
Good morning.
today we are very, very excited that we have a travel advisor in the guest chair. We always like talking to travel advisors, helping other travel advisors. So today, again, I'm Kelly Fontenelle with my partner Dee Reed. And this morning we will be talking about how you can book more travel. And we know that people want to travel. People really want to travel. People want to get out. I want to go somewhere. I can go in the mountains. I just want to get out. I just want to do something different. So today we have Miss Shannon Cunningham. We've today she's representing Book More Travel, but Shannon is also a travel advisor out of New Orleans. So today she'll be talking to us about the workshop coming up. It's in the seventh year, and this is the first year it will be virtual, and also the first year it will be only $47 to be part of it. So Shannon, talk to us about Book More Travel and how all of our advisors can be part of it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kelly. I love this group. This group is such a great resource for travel advisors. I know, speaking on behalf of the advisors, I came to this group the moment I sat at my desk. Like, first thing I would look at before my email, even at times, to see what the numbers were, what was going on. This is like, I didn't even go to my local news as much as I came here to get information. So this is such a great resource. And I, love the conversations that go on in this group. And that's why I wanted to bring the conversation of Book More Travel Workshop. So I'm a travel advisor. I've been in the travel business for over 20 years. I've owned my own agency as an independent consultant for 11 years now. And I have a side hustle, I guess you call it, as the engagement coordinator for Gifted Travel Network and Global Institute for Travel Entrepreneurs, who put on the Book More Travel workshop. So I get to do fun things like host these Facebook Lives. I host a coffee chat on Wednesdays. I have a travel show through them, and it's just a lot of fun, and to be creative and to put yourself out there as a travel advisor. So that's what Book More Travel Workshop is about. It's about creative strategies, marketing, mindset, business practices. It's not about what cruise line sells where do these, insight tours go, and is it a FIT, is it an independent tour, is it a guided tour? It's not about the destination or the supplier. It's about us and our businesses and how to run a business and not let the business run us. So it's
Right.
really, yeah, it gets down to the nitty gritty of what we need to know as a travel entrepreneur. I mean, we are business people at the center of it all. We're not reservation agents. We don't just pick up the phone and say, okay, yes, I'll book you 3 nights at the Holiday Inn. Bye. We are consultants. We need to take our businesses seriously, and Book More Travel Workshop is all about that. And it's led by, like I said, it's being sponsored by Gifted Travel Network, which is a host agency, and Global Institute for Travel Entrepreneurs, which is a online community of coaching, travel coaching, and community. So like some of the sessions that are going to be going on during the 3 days is Facebook ad strategies, how to run your business instead of it running you,
Mhm.
magnetic brands that make more money. It's an actual case study that they're doing. And the thing about it is, a lot of these are going to be panels with other travel entrepreneurs, with our peers. So it's not just experts that that Book More Travel pulls from these speakers and things like that. These are not paid speakers. These are travel entrepreneurs just like you and me. And the practices that they're doing, the ideas that they're doing, it's all about inspiring and helping each other. And so it's a very well thought out and put on workshop.
Shannon, what would you
Fantastic.
say?
You made a comment. Sorry,
Oh,
David. You made a comment earlier on about in the business, and yesterday we were in Clubhouse talking about booking luxury travel, and one of the tips we said about always upselling and always going to the top, because some travel advisors believe that if a client asks for all-inclusive package, going to the DR, they just go and just sell this. But you're not just a seller, you're an advisor, and you have to include more in that package, include more, and because you know that this client will want more, so you have to advise them that I know you just want a package, but let me put an additional tour, let me put a transfer, let me put this, let me do this something special for you, and then just sell this whole package. So this
Mm-hmm.
all comes into how to sell more, how to book more travel.
Exactly. And no one has ever been offended by you offering them the best, right?
Exactly. You muted.
question. I had a question. What do you see as some of the most pressing, some of the biggest challenges facing travel advisors today?
I think I think they are today, especially in the climate that we're in now, that they've been afraid to put themselves out there. I
Exactly.
think
And Esha just said something. Offering more shows your value. And that speaks to what you just said. Putting yourself out there, offering more. Because at the end of the day, you are the resource person. It shows your value, it shows your experience, and it gives the client more reasons to book you a travel advisor.
exactly, yeah. And putting yourself out there in that way as the expert when you do have a client that you're working on a trip for, but also putting yourself out there through your marketing, through your social media platforms. A lot of advisors, I think, have been afraid to say what they do and to say how they add value. Putting on doing Facebook lives to put themselves out there as an expert, and not, don't just put, I mean, if you advertise cheap trips, you're going to get cheap clients.
Correct. You will.
So if you advertise your service and your value and your business, not the products, then you will get people who respect you and who want that type of business.
That is so true. You cannot be the one advertising. I can get you the cheapest package. I can no, that does not work. You are your brand, and at the end of the day, people book with you because of who you are, your brand, and not just because you can. I can if you want me to get you the cheapest package, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong person to help you out.
Yep. And that's another thing I see. Some people don't know how to say no and set those boundaries.
Correct. Yes, and I can understand some people they want the money, like Hesha just said. Cheap trips equal cheap clients.
Equals truth. Yeah.
That is so true. And I mean, if you're going to spend time to go on a vacation, and you put a lot of thought into it, and you have to put it, you have to make it not just. I mean, it's a business for the travel advisor, but for you, this is you put effort and time into it. Why would you want to go and do something cheap that you will not even enjoy? So, as
Exactly.
a travel advisor, don't offer cheap. Don't
Yep.
offer offer added bonus, offer value, because at the end of the day, if you continue offering cheap services, you will become the travel agent who can get everything for cheap. You according to Vera, I was just about to say that you get what you pay for. And as
Absolutely.
travel advisors, you are a business person, and then you are selling your brand, and your brand is not cheap.
Yep.
Totally agree with that. So you have to put yourself out there. Totally agree with that.
And if you want to up level the type of clients you have, then you have to up level yourself as an advisor and as a brand.
Correct.
Absolutely.
That
I'm
is so true.
curious though, Shannon. I know that there's some people who are a bit leery of the virtual learning formats. They're used to going to, well, I mean, we all like going to conferences, the networking, the hands-on approaches, being able to touch, feel, connect
Because
with people.
social
Yep.
people, we social beings.
Yep. What tell us a bit about the format? What words of advice or reassurance do you have for people who may be a little concerned that the virtual format may not be for them? They may not get as much value. Tell us what you have in
So
store.
our format is going to be a little bit different this year. So we've always done this event in person, it's always been, it's a game changing event for advisors that attend, and we have several advisors that can attest to that. So we get that being in person is not the same as virtual. You're never going to get the same going virtual as you do in person.
Yeah, you're gonna miss the camaraderie, the
Right.
little coffee chats and all of
Hanging
that.
out in the halls and
Yeah,
sitting out, after the whole conference, hanging out by the fireplace at night. So we always held it at the Ballantine in North Carolina, and the couch in front of the fireplace. Like if we walked to that couch at 6 o'clock after everything was over and dinner was had, and they had people not within our conference sitting in our couch. I mean, we had our bottles of wine that we went to the grocery store and boys like, time for y'all to move. We're taking over. And that's where a lot of the networking and the community, the camaraderie came together. So we might not have that, but we've created some things like we have a pop-up group. We have a Facebook pop-up group that the attendees are in. So that's kind of like our lobby. And we're already hanging out in the pop-up group, chit-chatting about how we got into the travel business, why, what's going on for us. So we already have those conversations going. So we're already hanging out in the lobby before the conference talking. And in that pop-up group, every morning before the event, I'll be doing coffee chats in the morning. So people can come to that to talk about what they did the day before, what we're expecting the day of. And then for the actual events, they are going to be very interactive. Like I said, we have panelists, so you'll be able to ask questions. But we have 2 levels that we're doing for this event. So we have level 1, which is for newer advisors. So if you're just getting into the business, or if you've only been in business for a couple years, or if you're an advisor who just can't break, 150,000 in sales, you're still a hobbyist. We've got breakout sessions for you. And then we have level 2, which is for the more advanced advisor, the more seasoned advisor. You'll get something from either session, and you choose your level when you sign up for the workshop. But after you're in the workshop, say, day 1, you're doing your level 1, but then on day 2, you see level 2 want to pay yourself 6 figures. Here's how. Well, you want to go to that breakout session. Mm-hmm. So you can swap and go to that. And so it's really easy to do. We have it's Zoom, but it's through another platform, I guess, where it's going to be very interactive. The main team with Gift and Gifted Travel Network, they're going to be together in the studio. Kind of like, I don't know if you've seen the Tony Robbins, how he's been doing his virtual events. It's kind of going to be like that. And it's, we do have general sessions that are going on. Each day we have a general session. There's going to be some Q&A sessions. There's going to be, you can upgrade to VIP status. So right now, if you sign up for Book More Travel Workshop, and Kelly, you have a link for everyone that you can share.
Somebody just asked that, so you could talk a little bit more about that as well.
Yes.
And
So
I will put the link as an announcement, so it'll be at the top of the page as well. But the link is on the page currently.
Yes, and so you can The workshop's only $47, which is amazing for the content you're going to get. Before, when we had it, because we were in this hotel and had to pay for ballroom and coffee and all these things, it was $299 to attend this workshop, which it was well worth the money. And I've been every year. So now it's only $47. If you sign up, tomorrow's the last day for the early bird rate. After that, it goes up to one something, I think, maybe 150 or something like that. So just sign up today or tomorrow.
So I'll put it to remind them today's the last day for the $47 value.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's worth every penny.
It is. And if you sign up for VIP, what's really good about the VIP is you get the recordings of every session. So that's something we've never done before. Just because it didn't make sense, it's hard to record a live workshop.
Correct. Yeah.
Having to hire a whole new audio team to just do recordings and then edit it. So we've never been able to do the recording. So if you can't make it during that time, you can just sign up for VIP and get the recordings. But what's even better about VIP is we have a lunch breakout session that I get to host. So you'll get to be with me during lunch. And so what I do for the VIP lunches, and I've done this in the in-person events, is we kind of have a little mastermind going on. So it's, bring your own lunch. So you're at, have your phone at your kitchen table or wherever you're going to have lunch that day at your desk. But we're chatting and we're masterminding about things that went on during the day, about general travel agent topics. How can we overcome this? How can we make the comeback for us even bigger and brighter than what we're expecting it to be? So it's a fun mastermind session, and I'll have people break up into groups and do different interactive things. I like to come up with creative, fun things to do. We have cocktail parties. And what we're trying to get people to do is treat this virtual event exactly like you would if you were going to it in person. Tell your family, I'm not going to be here. We have some agents that have rented a hotel room.
Nice.
They're going to do it for that.
Yeah.
One lady I know, she packed her suitcase. She's not going anywhere, but she packed her suitcase. She picked out her outfits. She's got meals being delivered to her. And she told her husband, I'm not here. There's some other agents that are going over to each other's houses during the workshops. And, you just have to set that intention to be present for a virtual event.
Correct.
It's so easy to get distracted. I've got 5 tabs open on this screen. I got another screen to my left with probably 8 tabs open. My phone's right here. I got a whiteboard over there with a list a mile long, a whiteboard over there with another list. So I will probably take myself out of this setting next week, because this is my workplace. This is not where I go to a conference at. So I'm going to move. I may be borrowing a friend's house. I'm going to move to their house and their room where nobody's there and just work. And I don't have kids and all that to distract me. But I know I have to show up and not be in my normal setting. Right. So I can even think differently and be open to the ideas and the information that's going to be delivered during these sessions.
So this sounds like a lot of fun and also very educational, because after this, the pandemic is not over yet, but just to bring travel advisors back into the realm of things, to start thinking differently and more strategic, and to learn how to sell, not just to sell more, but how to become a better business person. I think this is ideal for them. And one of the things you said earlier on about the virtual, you were not able to record in a large workshop. So virtual events do have a lot of advantages, because now you get a really good recording you were not able to get before. So you can always go back to that and listen to the tips that was given, and and remind yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Question: what are some of the topics, some of the areas that will be covered as a part of the well, just looking at some of the sessions, I'm just curious about some of the topics, just to get people excited.
Yep. So we're going to be talking about client attraction, how to attract the right client, kind of what we talked about earlier.
Correct.
understanding the basics of your bottom line and how to get your profits. Because like we said, if you do a trip to Vegas and sell 50, get a $50 commission on a Vegas trip, and you spend 8 hours over a 6-month period working with the client, did you make any money?
Nope.
And I have a feeling about in that profit session, there will be a discussion on charging fees, travel advisors.
That's a big, that topic has been going round and round in the group for weeks, for months now, about charging fees, especially now because they realize like the client just canceled everything. And what did I get for working 6 months on this trip? You get nothing. You get, I have to tell you, I was a travel advisor for, I think about 3 months. I lasted 3 months. So so I applaud you, all of you travel advisors, because it's not easy being a travel advisor. I worked as an advisor when I was at school in Florida, and I was responsible for corporate travel. It was boring at first. Because, it was easy. It was like, I'm going to this conference, a car, a hotel, blah, blah. Then a bit of leisure. But the research you have to do to get your client to qualify your client, get them the right package, get them everything done. It's a lot of research. So I believe in charging fees for your work because you're working. Consultants charge fees before they even tell you hello. They charge you a fee to tell you something that you probably already know. So why can't travel advisors charge a fee for the consultancy work?
We can. I do. I have for years. We're also going to talk about the key traits of successful travel entrepreneurs and certifications that you need and those that you don't need. What else? Facebook ad strategies that work. Marketing, the number one marketing tool. Success stories from travel agents. And then we also have a very cool inspirational panel that's going to be put on by hosted by Vanessa McGovern. So that's really exciting.
Sounds very exciting. So Janet's going to sign up right after this. Fantastic. So right after this, I am going to put it up. It's already on the page, but I suppose there's so much happening, so much engagement. So I'll put it up as an announcement. And Vera said she also charged a cancellation fee after 3 days. Not bad.
Very good. Good for you, Vera.
I remember when I worked with the travel agency in Florida, what she used to do, the owner used to do, like if you came in for a brochure or something, she charged you for the brochure that you picked up from her office. And when you came back, she charged you like $25 or so. It would be 25 to 50 according to how thick the book was. And she would tell you, if you're going to book with me, that $50 is going to go towards your trip. So you don't really lose anything, but it's also kind of committing that client who walked in to book with her, because they could go and do all the, look through the brochure and book if somebody else or book online. But she was having them to commit to her. You want the brochure, you spoke to me for 10 minutes, $50 to leave with my brochure. And if you book with me, it goes towards your package. And I found how long ago I left school? 30 years ago? And she was doing that already. So
she made him put skin in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely.
It makes total sense. Makes total sense. And as we all know, the way travel is changing. People are traveling differently. The business has to change. Travel advisors have to change the way they conduct business to stay afloat. It's a totally different playing field. And so what you guys are offering is great, because a lot of us, we just continue doing things the same way.
And expect
the world moves on, and customer demands are shifting. Their expectations are different. So I really applaud your team for what sounds like a well thought out strategy with topics and events, as well as some of the programs sound really, really exciting. You're really feeding the soul of the travel advisors, not just their sales strategies, but it's been an emotional time for all of us. So
it has.
Really taking all of that into consideration. That's great.
It has. And, at the heart of it, we've always, had the community, the travel advisor community. Because, I mean, the majority of us are independent consultants. We've already been working from home by ourselves. We already felt alone. And now we've had the hardest year ever, probably. I think this was the hardest year in the travel industry. I hate to compare it to 9/11 and to things like that, but just as the industry, as the impact it had on the industry, I think this was the hardest year ever.
This
And
was
we need that community. We need to feel like we're not alone. I know I've sat at this desk, I cried, I laughed, I cried again. I've had the blues. I've picked myself back up. I've had clients call threatening to sue me, and I'm not the only one. And it's so, when you realize you're not the only one feeling this way, whether it's the pandemic or, the year before, I felt like I didn't know how to handle my clients, and I'm the only one, and you're not. I think us as a community of travel advisors, and you created this community, Kelly, we come here for our Caribbean information and to help each other that way and support each other. So it's so good when you can just hop on Facebook. I mean, we've been virtual before virtual was trending.
I worked from home from 19 I think, is it 89? Sorry, 99. I'm not that old. I've been working from home from 1999. So working from home wasn't hard for me. But with the pandemic, it was really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was different.
It was.
You didn't even want to go in the supermarket. So you couldn't go for a cocktail afterwards. So it was really hard. So let me just say, missed the beginning of this. Sounds great. Just to let everybody know who just came on, we're talking about Book More Travel Workshop with Shannon. I am going to post the information in the group as soon as we get off this call, and it will be as an announcement. So it will be at the top of the group's page as soon as I'm done. So it's Book More Travel, only $47. And yes, it sounds very exciting. And it's a way to have travel advisors learn to sell not trips, but experiences, because you have to stop selling trips. You have to now sell more experiences and then show your value to your clients to become the business person that you already are. So it's all about booking more travel. And the event is March 23rd to the 25th.
Yes, it's a 3-day event.
I remember that date. Okay, March 23rd to the 25th. And then we have Shannon with us talking about the event. So for those of you who just came on board and didn't hear the beginning of our chat. So continue, Shannon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. And, as you were saying, the whole landscape of travel has changed. You can't travel now unless you get a COVID test. You can't come back in unless you have a COVID test. There's so many things that are changing and that people have to find out about. So people are wanting to travel now more than ever. There are going to be more rules and restrictions as the vaccine becomes more available. Is that going to be put into place with passports and things like that? And these are things we're going to know. The general public's going to have to do research on, and they're going to be like, I don't know if this is right. Let me go to a professional. So we are going to have to put ourselves out there as the professional, because Virtuoso had over 200,000 inquiries last year in 2020 looking for travel advisors.
Wow.
So people are looking for us. People are going to need us now. So, at one time people thought travel advisors were gone. They weren't, a thing anymore because of the Expedias and the Costcos and things like that. But now, the more we come together collectively as a whole, people are going to need us, even, see us and need us, and we'll be there for them with the right answers, the professionalism that we can provide them with, the utmost service that they're looking for, and they won't go back to booking online and booking themselves.
I mean, if I remember when it was announced it was a pandemic, and then, Book It closed. Was it Book It who actually had to be shut down?
I think so.
Had to
Book
be
it.
shut down, bookit.com
Yeah.
shut down. And I mean, the complaints about the OTAs was, it's like, now you know why you need a travel advisor, because at the end of the day, when you're stuck on the tarmac, who are you going to call? Your mouse? Your mouse
Right.
is not going to help you.
Yep. Yep. Do you have Expedia cell number? No. You can't text them.
So it's always great to work with I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time, and I've always used a travel advisor when I'm traveling. I've always used one, because at the end of the day, it takes away that headache, or it takes away some work. I
Mhm.
have enough to think about. It's like, I want to go there, there, there. You go ahead and book myself, and let me just tell me when to pack, where I'm going to, and my itinerary, and I'm good.
Yep. I was on the phone with a client earlier this week, and in a 20-minute conversation, I think she told me she had her vaccine 10 times.
She's ready to go.
And she's like, I got my vaccine. I want to go. I want to see pretty blue water. I got my vaccine. I'm like, okay, you good. I'm good. You can go. You can go. So people are ready. They're ready
People
to
are ready
go.
to go. I was reading an article yesterday, and it was like 65% of Americans ready to travel. However, they want a luxury experience. And our chat yesterday in Clubhouse, we're talking about booking luxury travel, and then we say that luxury is different for every single client. So it's not
Right.
about the 5-star only, and the 5-star resort. It can be different forms, and at the end of the day, to make your sale luxury, it's what you put in it extra for your clients, and that's what makes it a luxury trip. So, Janet, the date is March 23rd to the 25th, and it is a virtual event. So
Hmm.
I will post it in the group. I'll pin it in the group, so you'll the the registration form, and it's only $47 for the 3 days. And Shannon spoke about some of the topics that will be discussed during this 3-day period.
Yep.
Again, it's Book More Travel Workshop, and it's all about educating the travel advisors of how to sell more, how to become a better business person, and how to sell more travel. So,
That's
do we have
great.
any
I have
questions?
one last question, Shannon. Where do you see virtual events of this nature going? We get back to traveling, the borders are open, people are traveling. What is it, what is the future? I mean, I love the whole virtual setting, but what do you see as the future for virtual events in the among travel advisors and within this whole space?
I think it's going to be a combination. I think it's always going to be a combination of events, just because we can connect with more people virtually.
Correct.
But I think once we're able to see each other in person, I think people will have that option to do virtual or in person. I mean, for ASTA, for the American Society of Travel Advisors, I held a virtual. I was co-host for the National Travel Advisor Day. No, that was something else. It was the ASTA Advocacy Awareness Day I co-hosted. And so that was virtual. And that's something that will always be virtual because we can reach more people. Advisors are on their computers all the time. So I think in the future we will be able, like next year, I have no idea if this is going to happen or not, but for Book More Travel next year, I have a feeling that there will be a live workshop as well as a virtual.
Well,
And I think a lot of people are going to do that.
virtual, yeah. And I mean, I was doing virtual stuff when I was in St. Lucia years before, because I felt you could reach more people for
Mhm.
sure. And you, like, for us doing sales calls, you'd fly to New York, and then you could do 5 calls a day, or for the week you probably meet like 20 travel advisors for the week. But when you go virtual, when you do a go to webinar, it was go to webinar before Zoom, but now you hardly hear about go to webinar. You just have Zoom. I just remember go to webinar, that's, or go to meetings when they
Yeah.
go to meetings. So I used to do a lot of those, because you were able to meet people that, especially the home-based agents, because you don't go to their homes when you're doing sales calls. So you try to
Hmm.
find a way to meet them, and it was go to meetings that we use. So virtual has been there for a while. It's just that now it has really showed its value.
Yeah. And we
During
gift held virtual workshops before the pandemic hit, they would do Travel Entrepreneurship Week as a follow-up to the Book More Travel Workshop, because the Book More Travel Workshop is so high energy. Everybody's, when you go to those workshops, you come home with notes and you feel so good. And then you get back at your desk and you're like, okay, let me just get back to work. So we did a virtual follow-up workshop to this, to the Book More Travel Workshop. So we've always done virtual and have been successful at it. We've just had to tweak things a little bit and make it a little bit. We're raising the bar ourselves. We're up leveling the way we do virtual workshops, just like we're encouraging travel advisors to level themselves up the way they do business.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So again, this is Shannon with Book More Travel Workshop, March 23rd to the 25th. It's going to be a virtual event, and I will be posting it again. I'll pin it up in the group so you all get a chance to register. It's only $47, and today's the last day to get that.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is, well, let's say today. Today's the last day. Today's the last day to get the $47 registration fee, and then the agenda sounds fantastic. Everything that we need to know about booking more travel and becoming a better travel advisor that and especially now with the ton of events during the pandemic, what to do, what not to do, and what to continue. And what I like about that is all from travel advisors. So
yep.
So best practices and what has worked, what has not worked, and you learn from some of the best in the industry. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, wishing you a great show. It sounds exciting, and hopefully we'll have you back after the show to share with us some of the highlights.
Yeah.
And maybe forward to that.
Maybe we could bring in some of the travel advisors who attended. Like Janet said that she will be attending it, so maybe we can also bring her in, a few of them who attended, just to talk about it for next year.
That would be good. I would love it. Thanks so much, ladies. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you. Dewey, you muted again.
I'm muted again. I'm sorry.
Thank you all for listening. I am going to post the Book More Travel details in the group right now, so you can all go and register. I think it's going to be an amazing event.
It is.
Great.
Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ladies, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank
y'all
you,
too.
everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.